All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Saturday brunch edition of No Credentials Required, where you don't need a press pass to talk sports. We are presented by Belly Up Sports. My name is Ryan McCarthy. I'm one of your hosts. To my right is a man, who is asking for silence because he's conducting business like Christian Cage. Dustin Henry. Dustin, how are we doing today?
I'm doing all right. I usually can conduct business in any environment. I don't want to give myself a pat on the back, but I understand Mr. Cage's need for focus. You know, he's often on the edge of things there. Now see what I did? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, good morning. I'm doing well. How about you, sir?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. It's an absolute dime of a day outside here in the capital region, like yesterday was, and it's got the windows open. It's nice breeze. It's nice and cool. Humidity, low humidity. That means August is here, and as we know, Dustin, all great things happen in August.
A lot of great things happen in August, especially we get a chance to celebrate you, my friend. But I got to admit, I always get a little down, just a little down when the calendar hits August because summer, my sweet child, she is fleeting. I wait for her all year, and summer just seems to go in a blink of an eye. But we got a lot to look forward to. We got your birthday, we got football, we got things. Yeah. Football happened this week.
Sure.
Kind of happened.
Sure it did. But we've got our guest waiting. We're going to bring him up in just a moment. We're going to talk about the Albany Firebirds, what they're doing this offseason, because they won the championship roughly 6 weeks ago. We're talking about the Yankees and their post-trade deadline post-mortem. We're going to revisit our top 5 NFL quarterbacks because I cut a clip. We got a giant comment I got to read. Hot food takes and more. But before we do that, we just want to let the people know about our social media channels, which are right here. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search for No Credentials Required. And also check out our other podcasts and written articles at bellyupsports.com. On the podcast side, you can subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, iHeart, TuneIn, Pandora, YouTube, and Podbean. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell on Twitter and on YouTube. That way you're notified of live videos going up. That way you're notified of clips from the show going up. That way you're notified about show announcements, just in general show announcements. Today we're on our YouTube channel streaming. This will be back on the Belly Up Sports YouTube page this afternoon. We're on Facebook and we're on the Belly Up Sports Twitter. I still call it Twitter. I don't call it X. On Belly Up Twitter today as well. But before we get into our discussions, we're going to bring in our special guest, who is one half of the Levack and Gaz radio show from 4 to 7 on Fox Sports 980 Albany. He's also the president of the Albany Firebirds. He's also a good friend of ours and another man who was born in August because all the greats are born in August. Jeff Levack. Levack, how are we doing this morning, man?
I was going to say August 26th, very good day. But my daughter says August 9th is better. So it's, there you go. My dad was August 27th. So I was a day older than my dad. Figure that one out.
Wow.
Right.
The math. I haven't had enough coffee to figure out that math. But yeah, I'm about 6 days before you, Levack. So, I mean, like I said, all the greats are born in August. Hey, Dustin, when's your birthday? No, never mind.
Ooh, you know when it is. It's June.
I know when it is.
It's June. The start of summer. Summer.
Peter born in June.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And my ex-wife, but whatever. We'll
all right, we won't.
Hey,
I
do have a 6 degrees of Derek Jeter though. I was born in the same hospital as that Derek Jeter was.
Really?
Oh.
Chilton Memorial Hospital, Pequannock, New Jersey. Yep.
Huh.
I met him at Siena University when he was in town for the Take Two, and I just walked up. I was like, "Hey, thank you for everything you've done for my fandom." And I heard him turn to his sister and go, what a nice guy. And I'm like, oh my God, Derek Jeter thinks I'm nice. Guy right here. It's okay. It was, I went full fanboy.
Just cutting onions.
That's
Dustin here. Is there pollen?
my allergies.
Yeah,
my allergies.
You handled that pretty well, because going full fanboy is tough. I did it to a musician, which I will keep his identity anonymous to protect him from the embarrassment that I caused. We were at a show and we got a chance to meet him after, and he also, like, he records his own music like I used to do. I'm looking to get back into it. And I went up to him and I was just like, I didn't even want to go up to him because I was too nervous. And the people I was with, they were like, you got to come over. And they were like, he's the reason that we got into your music. Like, he told us all about you. And then I was just like, I really like the way you approach music, and I like your approach to production. And like, I felt myself going off the cliff, and I was like, thank you. And I just like walked away. It was bad. It was real bad.
So what did Liberace say back?
Oh, well, you've cracked the case, Levack. It was Greg Laswell. I don't know if anybody's heard of Greg Laswell. He writes very sad music. Go check it out.
Oh, no. No, thank you. I want to be sad. I'll just do my day-to-day life. I don't need it. Good.
Well, that's what I use music for, is to process the sadness. Here we go. All right. I've revealed too much on No Credentials Required. That's what I usually do.
You revealed your methodology. Now everybody's going to copy it.
Yeah.
Or no one will copy it. We don't know.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why we brought Levack on is because he, I guess, as I mentioned,
needed a hug.
I always get a hug. Almost always get a hug from you every time I see you. But yeah. But he, I guess, mentioned the preamble before I brought him on. He is the president of the. Sorry, let me do this correctly. The Arena Crown champion, 12-0 Albany Firebirds. Undefeated, undisputed.
History making.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's amazing because I knew that Damon Ware built a great team. I knew our ownership was stellar, and we're building one of the better front offices that I've ever been a part of, and it's just kind of humbling when you see the guys do exactly what they did all season long. I mean, really only challenged, 1 or 2 games the entire season. They went out and handled business. 10 toes down, they stood on business.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I got a chance to be there on at the championship game. It's the only game I attended this year. But I did it as a fan.
You almost weren't let in. Like, when you don't show up for all the the win streak. Like, I don't need you to be the reason that we lose the championship. So you're lucky that I was feeling generous.
Look, I'm not entirely a jinx. So, but I will say I can say on record I have been as either as a member of the media or a fan. I have been at every single Albany related arena football or National Arena League championship.
Yeah, I wasn't at the 99 game. I was out and about downtown. So like I partied with Eddie Brown and everybody afterwards, but I wasn't there for that game. All the other ones I've been there. So has this been a time? How much time do you guys actually get to reflect in the front? I mean, the players, I'm pretty sure they're still partying. Right. although I know Sam Castronova is in Tulsa. Yep, it's Isaiah Scott as well.
Okay, yeah,
yep, they're both there.
Good for them. But I'm sure some of the players are still, they're still reflecting on the season. As a front office member, do you get to reflect on the season? Do you get a little bit of time to reflect on the season, and then it's business as usual from there?
Yeah, not too much. Obviously, like August hits, you got to start working on stuff because, Damon Ware never stops. Like, Damon's now running the Hudson Valley Vikings with he's not running. He's part of the coaching staff along with Brandon Cisse, Jordan Gooch, with Coach Jones. But he's always working on next season's team. I think you're going to see a lot of those players back.
That's my next question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do roster. It's one of those things. Like, that'd be like telling Picasso how to paint. You know what I mean? So like, I stay out of Damon's way. I make sure there's toner in the copier and his phone works. That's what I do. And if he needs coffee, I'll run. But you got to get after everything right now. Your community partners are working out their budgets for next year. A lot of places will do their budgets in October for at least the first quarter of 2026. So, not that all the partnerships are about cash, but you need cash to run a team. So, we got to be boots on the ground in those people's ears, making sure they know we're here. And most importantly, just reminding the community we haven't left. We're a 365 team. Just because we're not playing games again until, most likely March, doesn't mean the Firebirds aren't here. So Spike and the crew were at the Bass Pro Shop grand opening.
Yep, saw that.
We do all the Crossgates kid clubs and all those fun things. Like if you call us, we'll most likely show up. We were at Valley Cats game during the home run derby and everything for the All-Star game. Just keeping it moving. It's a little quieter and you can focus on the more fine details because you're not preparing for a game or a big road trip. But you're never, if you stop working, you're going to get behind. I learned that back in 21 going into 22. I was like, oh, we got time. And then all of a sudden we didn't have any time.
Yeah. So I understand. I did get a chance to listen during media day when you had the commissioner of the Arena Football 1, Jeff Fisher, on. He did allude a little bit to expansion. I asked Gaz about this a couple weeks ago. He didn't really have an answer. That's fine. I respect that. He's more of a media member than he is doing the inside stuff with the Firebirds. But have you heard any rumblings about expansion or possibly teams from other leagues coming into AF1 for next year?
Well, no, we're definitely going to be in Michigan. That deal is all, but I believe that deal is done. It's just a matter of, how it's going to march out, where, the finer details. There's going to be a team in the in the Ohio area. I don't know the full details on that one. I know at one point it was like, it's Ohio, it's going to be this one, but then everybody started saying it was going to be Cincinnati. Everybody started saying it was going to be Cleveland, and then all of a sudden, like, the league kind of pulled back the information. Like, wait, you guys are getting your hopes up for cities that it may or may not be, and we don't want to. I know that in a perfect world, we'd love to have a team in Cincinnati and Cleveland. So I think part of the reason that you hold the information a little close to your vest as a league is you don't want to tick off Cleveland or Cincinnati right now, where they're like, we're getting a team, and then you go to the other one, or you go out just outside, or what, you know what I mean? Like, you got to make sure you find the arena that fits what you're doing. So a lot of times you keep the information down just to keep from upsetting anyone. But expansion is key. It's what we're doing. The goal, I believe, is 12 to 14 teams for this season. I don't know a lot of the details. During the season, I'm pretty lockstep with, Gary Compton and Jerry Kurz and everybody. And Commissioner Fisher and I talk here and there. But, in the off season, my whole focus is the Firebirds. I got to make sure we have what we need. We've got AFU coming up in September. I'm not, like, the details are coming. So it's I see Ryan's eyebrows peek up.
I'm intrigued.
We call it Arena Football University. So nice. You get all the owners, the front office, the head coaches together in one place, and it gives you the opportunity to negotiate your uniform deals, your football deal, all those things. But it also gives you a chance to talk to these expansion teams who are coming in and go, all right, this is how we run game day. And this is how we run sales. This is how we run tickets. This is how, and, for somebody like me, who's, I've been doing this, since 21, as a member of the front office, not just a media guy, I can still learn a lot. Like, there's a lot to be learned. Like, we've got Christy McEwen in the front office, and she's been doing this, she's Jerry Kerr's like right hand, and she's probably forgotten more about running arena football teams than I'll ever know. So every once in a while, and she never like forces it on you. It's one of those things, like, you ask the question, you'll get the answer. So, like, any chance I get to pick her brain, or Miguel out in Washington, like, he's such a showman. I like to pick his brain on stuff like that. But and Steven Titus, like, that guy, like, Goz calls him the mouth of Montana, and he's a smart, he's the kind of guy you can bounce ideas off of, and you're going to get a real answer. So, I'm blessed to have, Andy Gelcher, Mike Corda, Richie says that here is the owners, and they're all like great businessmen who have done special things. But there's a point where, we almost need another person to chime in, and a lot of these guys can do that. So AFU we'll have a lot more answers by then. That was a long-winded way of saying once, probably like mid to late September, you'll get a lot more answers.
From what I'm hearing, I'm sorry, my cat is very mouthy as I have the
I
door
knew
shut.
it was going to be tag along. I knew
it's tag along. I mean, come on, he's
hey, any audience is a good audience. I'll take it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It just sounds like it's a way for
that's my squad, the Cats.
Yeah. it just seems to me like it's a lot of teams trying to get best practices of other franchises who are, let's face it, are successful, like the Albanys, the Nashvilles, the Billings, and just trying to get information, just trying to acquire information from them so they could have that practice when they hit the ground running with their team to get fans in the building.
Yeah, and like Billings, like so their office is in a mall, and I know like a lot of people here at mall on the Twitch because of the other league, but like because they're in a mall, they get to see and talk to people all day long. Mm. Ours being in the arena is amazing because I have access to the arena staff, and I get, Aaron, who's the head of MVP marketing, answers any questions I have on strategy for marketing. Nate, who runs the building, hey, can I do this year? And Bob Belber runs the whole dang thing. He's right there to help with whatever. So like but like when you talk to them and you go, okay, why are you in a mall? And they explain it to you, and it's like, that's what, maybe that's not terrible. Maybe that's something that we would do in the future, or vice versa. Or we talk to them and like, well, our offices are in the building, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, there's plus and minus that. You just learn new stuff. Like there's different ways to do everything. So it's not just the new guys who are learning. It's us guys who've been doing this for a minute who come in and go, wait a minute, that's a pretty good idea, and then and it just reminds you too that like a strong league is needed. Like I would say the Firebirds are the best team in all of arena indoor football. I think the way we do things, I think we have a chance I think we can compete in any league and go for a championship in any league. But if the AF1's not strong, then what good are we? You know what I mean? Like we all of a sudden we're playing pickup games against the local community colleges and they don't know arena football and whatever. You know what I mean? Like there's just a way, if you're not in the right league and you don't help the league be strong, you're hurting yourself.
It's that old saying of a rising tide lifts all boats. And I think too, even with, and I'm not as an inside man as far as Ryan is with this. He's really followed everything, but we've covered things at various points on the show. And it seems like even with the expansion, it's more of a measured approach. They're handling it cautiously and trying to get into the right markets, not just trying to get into any market or any city. And I think with past leagues and things that have tried to launch, I think they try to do things too fast, just rapid expansion when things weren't really steadied and certain ownership groups did not have their feet under them. And let me just take a moment to applaud what you have done as the ownership group, because we know the battle that you had to face in Albany after what happened. You had to kind of restore people's faith in the product. And I think you've done that, and you've made history while doing it. So got to tip the hat.
I appreciate that. I there was a point where I thought it would be better if I wasn't front and center, because I was associated with, Antonio Brown. We'll just say it.
No, just say Antonio L. Enterprises.
Sorry. But like, there was a point where before we relaunched the Firebirds, Mike Corda and Andy Gelcher, took me out to lunch, and we're talking, and Andy's deciding whether or not he's going to get involved. Mike's deciding whether he's going to stay involved. And as we're talking and we're getting into it, and Andy looks over and he goes, I'll do it if Levack stays. And I was like, well, I don't think I should be front and center. I was like, Mike and I are the ones that, like, we let the fox in the hen house. You know what I mean? Like we had the best intentions. And I will always tell you that the original, when I met Antonio Brown, he was all in. He wanted his kids to see the field that their grandfather played on. And it was, how do we do this for the community? And then like a couple weeks later, Antonio Alala showed up. You know what I mean? So it was
Yeah.
Nobody walked into it blindly, but at the same time, no one expected it to blow up as fast as it did.
Yeah.
But I said to both those guys, I was like, I'll do whatever it takes to keep arena football in the capital region. I don't need a title. I probably shouldn't be out front, all this other stuff. And they're like, no, you're going to do this and it's going to work. And I was like, and again, one of those moments where, Andy and Mike are smarter than I am in a lot of stuff. And, by just, taking account of what happened and being open and honest and, saying, here's where we made mistakes, here's where we didn't. People did that. Dustin, you nailed it. People were grateful we were back more than they were like, oh no, here come these idiots again. And it was funny because I'm seeing tweets come in from people who are like, oh, Levack, you're the savior and you're this and you're so good and whatever. And I'm like, I have a tweet from you 12 months prior that I was a fat idiot. Exact same font, whole nine. I was a fat idiot.
But you're our fat idiot, Levack.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think that's why people have come around because you and Mike, everybody in the ownership group, you're fixtures here, people that are trusted here. Mike's business is successful. You are successful. And I think it allowed people, they're like, all right, these are guys we know. It's not an outsider coming in. They're going to do this. And boy, have you. The Firebirds, Ryan and I have argued, and I think it's an easy argument to make. They're the standard of the league right now because nobody beat them. So, So that's the one thing I wonder if we asked Gaz this when he was on the show, but do you feel that the pressure for next season is going to kind of be greater because the team will have expectations around them now to repeat what they've done?
Coach Walker from Billings started calling us the standard last year at AFU, even though they beat us in the championship game. And it's a compliment, but it is also, it's a weight, because I can't be the fat idiot. If you're going to call me the standard, I have to do things, the right way all the time, or at least as often as humanly possible. Pressure for this year. I feel like when you've done what we've done, and Andy Gelcher changed everything this year, in my opinion, when, the AFL was a dumpster fire because the guys who started it didn't know what they were doing. And you nailed it. They were like, we need 75 teams. Well, what if they're not good? Oh, they'll be fine. And, we ended up bringing in the people who stabilized the league and now are helping run this one. But like I said to him after, he's a majority owner. And I said to him after the championship, I'm like, this never would have happened without you. Like it's and I know that sounds stupid. Like, of course it wouldn't. He's the majority owner. He and Mike Corder are the majority owners. But it was, he changed the mindset. We went from we're going to win at all costs. It don't have to be pretty. We're going to get it done to, he's on the Now program where I would be like, okay, financially we can fix this today. We'll fix this tomorrow. We'll fix this. And he came in one day and he's like, Levack, you can't break me. What do we need? How do we get it? And how do we get it now? And that's what we did, and he, so when you've got like the logistics of a Mike Corda, the groundswell of a Richie Cesnet, and then the big picture of an Andy Gelcher, the pressure for me is not pissing them off.
Yeah.
Those three guys think I'm doing a great job. Everything else will work out. It's there was a point where in 21, Mike Corda put his arm around me on the field and said, 2 fat kids from Colony just won a championship. And I went, yeah, can't wait to do it again next year. And we did.
And he did.
And then 23 happened and we tried to salvage Orlando even just to do it right.
Yeah.
And then this year he just looks at me and he goes, what's left? I'm like, gotta run it back, and still, that's what it's all about. Like to make sure that everybody understands this wasn't a fluke. This wasn't, it's keep it going. And he's like, he's taking a greater role with shaping the league as well. So he's kind of, again, he's a logistics guy. Like, how do we make this league better? So his day-to-day is split. Like somehow he's got 350s. Like he can do 50%, Belfour. He can do 50% Firebirds. He can do 50. Actually, he probably does 100% Belfour, but still somehow 50% Firebirds, 50% AF1. And then Andy Gelcher, it's, you know, the Mohawk Chevrolet and the Firebirds. And then, you know, with me, it's the radio show and the Firebirds. But the Firebirds are my, you know, they're my drive. So team president sounds like a great title. It sounds like, you know, everybody, you know, stands up when you walk in or whatever. I'm support staff. Like if my guys don't have what they need, like, you know, Nick Vennard runs game day and Ben Nelson does media. And, you know, of course, Coach Ware and Brandon Cece and everything, if they don't have, you know, paper and a place to do stuff and where are we practicing, and if they don't have the stuff they need, I'm not doing my job. So realistically, I'm answering to everybody. Like if you go to the office right now, my nameplate is under Ben's. So like,
you got to switch that around, Levack. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, again, it'd be so much fun to sit here and pretend that because I'm president, I'm in charge and I get to do all this cool stuff. You know, Jake's the CEO, Jake Labre's the CEO, and Damon's the GM, and you know the ownership and everything. My job is just make sure that everything is where it needs to be and everybody has what they need. That's it. I'm support staff.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing to be. That's not a bad thing to be. And yeah, you do it well. Yeah, you wear a lot of hats and you wear them well. And
Yankees, Raiders, Firebirds, and
Nick. I will say this though, Mike Corda, out of any league in any, I don't care what level, he's got the best beard of any owner.
You want to know the messed up part about it? In 21, he was clean shaven, and that
is the messed up.
Yeah, he picked on me for having a beard. He goes, "Are you ever going to shave that stupid thing on your face?" And then his is so good. Now I go to his barber. Like, yeah, he's you know, he goes and that's, you know, I can never tell anybody who our barber is, and I would love to give them more business, but that's Mike's downtime. Once a week for an hour, Mike sits in that barber chair, gets his head shaved up, gets the beard cleaned up, and that's his hour when the phone doesn't ring. The other 23 hours of that day, that phone doesn't stop.
Yeah, he was clean shaven. You know, I met him back. It had to be 21. We had a disaster at my mother's house. We were trying to sell it at the time, and yeah, he came in and told us, you know, what he would do to dry it out and everything. He was clean shaven then, so
he's great at that too. Like,
yeah,
hell, I had a pipe burst here. What am I gonna do? He comes over, he's like this, and then my house is better than it was before.
Then we'll bill your insurance.
Yeah.
All right. Before we go to our next category here, got some comments in the comments section. James Checkson says, "Morning, friends. English Premier League starts in 2 weeks, so good things do happen in August." That's soccer, Levack. I don't know if you knew.
I know. I watched Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
I do want to start betting on soccer. I don't know if I'll ever actually watch soccer, but like now that everybody I'm a fan of, or every franchise I'm a fan of, is also like has a sister soccer team. I do feel like I need to at least be able to wager on it a little bit. So maybe I'll pay a little bit of attention, especially and then if the new season of Ted Lasso comes out, I'll really get in.
Yeah, I was a season supporter of the New York Red Bulls back in the day before I went back to school. Those were fun. Those are fun games. Like live soccer is much better than watching on television, unless it's World Cup, unless it's like the USA or World Cup going on.
Oh yeah, World Cup. I'm in. Like that's different. That's I believe that we will win. I'm all in then.
Yeah, World Cup is another matter. You know, for MLS, I did get in a little bit because Ryan was nice enough to take me to one of those Red Bull games, and I support the Sounders pretty much because they play in the Seahawks field. But you know, all I do is hate on the Timbers. That's all I know that you're supposed to do. I don't really follow it.
I did try to encourage you to get a jersey at the time, but they had Zulily as their primary sponsor. No, it was Zulily as their primary sponsor. I'm like, I don't think Dustin would be caught dead with a shirt.
I believe it's called a kit. Isn't it called a kit?
Yes, it's a kit.
Please. I watched Ted Lasso. I'm a soccer expert now.
There you go. We got to add that as your tagline next time you're on. The Jeff Levack, soccer expert. Because I watched Ted Lasso. I've talked,
and with the exclusion of the World Cup, that's the most I've done. But see, like Brian, you're Ryan. I just called you Brian. I'm sorry, man.
Brian's are just B-list Ryans. That's what they are.
Oh,
I like that.
Hey,
Let me drink.
yes.
So most soccer fans aren't like that. They don't try to they'll yell at you for not being a soccer fan, and then we go, "Oh, I love the World Cup. I love the Olympics." You're not a real soccer fan. Well, I'm never gonna be with the way you're treating me. Stop it. So
Yeah, I mean,
dragging Dustin kicking and screaming into the world of soccer.
Yeah, I love rugby. I don't pressure people to watch it. I would say, hey, check out a rugby match sometime. Like watch the Six Nations, watch Premier like the Six Nations with Ireland and England and all those other nations. It's fun. But they're like, nah, it's not my thing. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like,
right.
Not your thing. That's all right. Desi says, morning, guys. Desi from Alabama.
Morning,
she also said, haha, Dustin said rising tide. Roll tide, roll.
Roll tide. That's so real. When I was down in Georgia, we were on the border of Bama, and the one of the better breakfast places right on the other side of the border. I'm in there eating breakfast, and it's roll tide, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide, roll. I'm like, oh my god.
True story. My first trip to Atlanta. I went to a Braves game, and I wore a crimson. I'm only mistaken wearing a crimson colored polo. And all of a sudden, this guy, for whatever reason, our eyes locked up. He looks at me and goes, "War damn Eagle." I'm like, I'm not even from around here. I'm more cognizant when I visit my friends in Atlanta. I visit my friend in Atlanta. I'm more cognizant not to wear certain colors down there. Crimson, orange, gold. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Gotta be careful. It's like a bad neighbor. Never mind. He says success breeds pressure. Pressure separates the contenders from the pretenders. Yes, pressure makes diamonds, and diamonds look good on championship rings.
Yep, pressure is a privilege. I mean, that's what it is. If nobody cared what we were doing, it wouldn't be any fun.
She also says, beards are hot.
What's up? How you doing? You see yourself out, Dustin.
Yeah, I'm follically challenged down here. I can get the
hair.
I can get the Abe Lincoln goatee and a really bad looking mustache. That's about it. That's about it.
You let that grow out a few times.
Yeah. Can you grow a whaler?
I don't know.
James says, I couldn't finish season 3 of Ted Lasso. Should have been caught up at 2 seasons.
I thought season 2 was depressing. I gotta be honest with you. Season 3 was fun again. I thought season 2 was like everybody's demons. I was like, all right, guys, I didn't tune into this for this. I wanted barbecue sauce.
Season 3, I think the episodes went too long. That was my whole opinion.
They thought they were done. It was like the love letter to the fans and everything.
Yeah, and then now there's oh, we're back in season 4, and Ted Lasso is going to coach the women's side. It's like, oh lovely.
I'm here for it. I want to know who Roy Kent's going to be, like the version of that,
He's here. He's there. He's every bleeping where. Roy Kent.
I gotta watch the whole thing. I finally have Apple TV now, so I can catch up.
Hey, there you go.
It's fun. It's a good show. It's quick and it's it's just fun.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of the clips still. If I'm on YouTube and I just see the quick clips, I'll be like, oh, all right, this will cheer me up. I want to play darts against Rupert. It'll be great.
Barbecue sauce. All right, we're going to touch briefly on the Yankees post-trade deadline post-mortem. Pass, just straight up pass.
I love it. I love all the moves. I do. I know last night was terrible at 2.1 innings of the new guys, and they gave up 9 runs. First time since 1975, so the year before I was born, that the Yankees have scored 12 runs in a nine inning game and lost. But I think it's growing pains. I think they're way better than they were. I mean, McMahon's been amazing at third base. Absolutely amazing. Slater can hit left-handed pitching, which is something the outfield wasn't able to do. And then you've got 4 closers now. So I think it'll all work out. It was a bad night. Luckily, I cashed out early because I was falling asleep on my money line wager for the Yanks. Made $8 instead of losing 20. But no, I liked all the moves. The Mets. I think the Mets and the Yankees. I thought they did phenomenal jobs.
So I was looking at social media, and I kind of regret it after the trade during the trade deadline. you see all these accounts saying Yankees need starting pitching. They need to address starting pitching, and I only give him a B+. And I'm going, Luis Gil is activated for Sunday.
I think
there it is.
Yeah, but I think the problem is when you're injured, you're a little bit of the forgotten man. People forget about you, so they don't see that as an addition, even though it is. It's a total addition. I will say I love the Bednar signing. He was all over the place in the beginning of the year with the Pirates, and he got sent down to the minors. And then people kind of just forgot about it. I mean, I had Bednar. I drafted him as a closer, and then I dropped him. I was like, he can't hit the broadside of a barn right now. They sent him down in the minors. Well, then you forgot about it. He's been nothing but fantastic since that trip down to the minors, and then they called him up. So I love the Bednar move. We know what he's capable of, and I have to issue a public apology to Ryan McMahon because I said, Ryan McMahon, your defense is good, but you can't hit, and your numbers are going to be even worse outside of Coors Field. And all he's done is hit since he's arrived with the Yankees. So I am sorry, Ryan McMahon. He goes up there. I had to issue a public apology multiple times to Kyrie Irving, Ryan, and now it's Ryan McMahon. So
you mean Scott Brocious 2.0?
Oh man, there we go.
But like I think, and when you talk about the pitcher, like there were a lot of teams that wanted, like they knew the Yankees wanted a starting pitcher. So they were asking for Spencer Jones and Cam Schlittler and like guys that you don't want to give up. And, it's potential means you haven't done anything yet, but the potential of Spencer Jones and what we've already seen Cam Schlittler do in a very small window.
Yeah.
If you're not giving those guys up because Luis Gil's coming back and because you're going to be able to shorten games with three to four closers, I'm here for it. Hold on a second. I'll talk to Whiskey.
Hey, Whiskey.
He's protecting the house.
There you go.
Whiskey is shepherd, every other huge dog, beautiful, fun dog. It's my daughter and her fiance's dog, and they're like, I hate when he barks. I mean, that's his job. So I'm the one who like usually cheers him on for barking. So now he's looking at me like, what the like, G-Paw, this is our thing. Somebody goes out front and gets a little step up, a little broad chested, and I take him down. Like, what is this? He looks so confused right now.
So these were the acquisitions in and around the trade deadline for the Yankees. They pick up in their pitching staff, they pick up David Bednar, Jake Bird, Camilo Duvall from the Giants. They also bring in Jose Caballero from the Rays. And I have a theory about that in just a moment. Ryan McMahon, Ahmed Rosario, and Austin Slater from the White Sox. Is it wrong for me to consider a conspiracy theory that on Thursday, Brian Cashman seeded the skies in the Bronx so he could have the rain delay turn into a final because they wound up winning 7-4. They're up 7-4 in the fifth inning when they called the game off.
No, there was only
just
2 hour delay, and then they came back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That game resumed. Yeah.
My apologies.
But he had to. They did show him hugging his teammates in the dugout as and I loved this post game. He's sitting there with Boone, and Boone's like, dude, you used to give us troubles, but I love the way you play. And Kevin was like, they're like, how do you feel? He goes, well, we won. So I love that. I was like, I appreciate everything Tampa did for me, but we won.
Yeah.
So
but I think he seeded the skies to get that rain delay so we make that deal, bring Caballero like basically across
the
And
I mean, Cashman's a pretty powerful dude. I don't know if he's got the weather machine, from Cobra. But he is. I mean, it was interesting to watch because we were live on air on Fox Sports while it was happening, and I had the game up, and I'm like watching this thing go by. And when you find out that Giancarlo Stanton and all the Yankees are in the dugout, in the clubhouse, and they're on their phones because the Wi-Fi wasn't that good or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, we got this guy. Oh, they got that guy. Oh, we got they were just like us." You know what I mean? It was kind of fun to hear that.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun.
And then of course, Caballero goes out and has an error last night. And basically one of the guys who cost us the game. So I thought they brought him in to kind of like, hey, Volpe, like get your bleep together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But part of the, what is he? I think he's the 17-16 club right now. 17 home runs, 16 errors.
Yeah. So. I saw a meme that from the other day about Volpe having a lower batting average and just as many errors.
Taylor Swift, he's got the Era store.
No, we don't do that here. But he has as many errors and a lower batting average than a guy who played the same position with one arm in like the 1890s.
Oh man.
But he's got more homers than like what Bryce Harper and
like that's the maddening part. He had a home run the other night to tie the game.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, I mean, you guys know this because how much you watch sports. 162 game season, everything kind of worked itself out in the end. Like, remember, we started this year. We wanted to outlaw the torpedo bat because Volpe was too good.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And now we're talking about sending him down to the minors. So, I mean, it's just crazy how baseball just kind of writes its own ship as time goes.
Yeah, that week when everybody was talking that the Yankees were the biggest cheaters in sports because of the torpedo bats is ridiculous.
Even though a bunch of teams were already using them.
Oh, I know.
Yep, exactly.
I know.
Exactly. And Marcus Stroman in his final act as Yankees pitcher before he got released yesterday won on Thursday. So got the dub, but got his walking papers the next day from Cash.
I like Stroman. I don't know if I would like him as a person. But it's so funny because he's another one. Like before the season started, like, well, how are we going to get rid of Marcus Stroman? What are we going to do? We got to trade him. We got to do this. We got to do the other thing. And then all of a sudden, everybody gets hurt. And it's like, oh, thank God we got Marcus Stroman. Now we got everybody back. And you release, here's $18 million to walk away, Marcus. Have a good day.
I would love $18 million to walk away from my job.
Yeah, I'll walk away right now for $18 million.
The three of us, we split the 18 between the three of us, and we all get fired.
All right, yeah, that works.
Right,
I will buy part ownership of the Albany Firebirds. FYI,
That's six.
I'll buy in.
I know who to talk to.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Actually, before we go to our commercial break, Desi says that Dustin, your hair looks good though. She likes your style.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I'm just glad that I finally got a haircut. The national nightmare is over. I wait too long. Ryan. Even at the shop this morning, they're like, man, you took a lot off. And I was like, well, I had a lot. I was getting shaggy.
I have to schedule mine. So it's like every 3 weeks I go.
Yeah. See, that's what I got to do. That's what I got to do.
Any sooner and it's a waste. Any longer and I look like the Wolfman when I walk in.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll revisit the top 5 NFC quarterback video we did the other day, hot food takes, and a lot more. So stand by, stay tuned for more No Credentials Required. This episode of No Credentials Required is brought to you by Invader Coffee. For the coffee lover who wants good, quality coffee with no bullshit and no filler, Invader Coffee is an ultra-premium, veteran-owned coffee company proudly delivering only the best coffee your hard-earned money can buy. They aim to only serve the highest quality, organic, air-roasted coffee beans sourced from free trade farms all over the world. They keep things simple. The best coffee at an affordable price in order to provide you with the value you deserve for your morning boost. 100% fair trade, 100% organic coffee beans, 100% air-roasted, 100% money-back guarantee. Visit invadercoffee.com, enter promo code BELLYUP at checkout, and receive 15% off your order. By the way, thank you, Levack, for not putting your nose up on the screen before the. You don't know. You're right. I don't. I wasn't paying attention. But Invader Coffee, the longest running affiliate sponsor on this fine program. I've actually made myself a cold brew this morning using Invader Coffee. This week, Dustin, I got Christmas in July. I got the Bad Santa. I got Bad Santa in the mail this week. So I'm going to try to make some cold brew with that too. But yes, as the handsomely voiced man in that commercial said, Invader Coffee, the best coffee your money could buy. Air roasted beans, none of that acidity. All that acidity is taken out, so you don't have to add stuff to your coffee. I mean, you want to. If you can, you want to. It's free country. You can do what you want. But I prefer to drink mine black because that's how smooth this coffee is. It's delightful. And you can get yourself some coffee. Use our affiliate link in the description. Help out the show by ordering some coffee. Use promo code BELLYUP at checkout. You get 15% off your order. And they got all sorts of nice blends between light, medium, and dark roast. They've got their cold brew in individual cans as well as a case of 12. And one thing you can do is support our troops abroad by buying them a bag of coffee. They run through a military supported operation because this is a military supported run company. So you're helping veterans by ordering them a bag of coffee. You're helping a veteran owned business by ordering from Invader Coffee. And like I said, it's the best coffee I believe your money could buy, and they give you 100% money back guarantee if you disagree. But I don't think you will. That you'll love this coffee, like I do, like Dustin does. I need to get Levack a bag of coffee.
Yes,
for himself
please.
to try. Okay.
Yeah.
You let me know which one you
we'll
want. I'll get you a
definitely do
bag,
that.
my friend. Well, I'll send you the link and you order yourself, whichever you want. Whatever you want to do.
Whatever you think. I mean, I'm ready. I want to try your favorite first. That's how I would start. And then, like when I'm out of town and I go into a local bar, what's the best local beer? And then if they don't know, then I go just whatever. Give me a middle.
And go to another bar.
You know the best bar then, since it's not you?
Yeah, since it's not this one. Yeah. Yeah, but we are coffee brothers, Ryan, because I also got Bad Santa in the mail this week, along with the Invader OG blend, the blend that started it all. And I've waxed poetic in previous weeks about how I've fallen back in love with that blend. But this morning, I'm drinking pumpkin pecan. I'm still tasting the fruits of my victory over you in the Olympic basketball bet, because that is what you bought me.
No, that was the Mendoza line challenge you got.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
Dude
right.
without a beard. Dude without a beard drink pumpkin pecan. That's what I know.
By the way, the Bad Santa is still available. It's now Christmas is in August. So, but yeah.
What if they got like a little like cinnamon in there or something? A little cinnamon nutmeg or something?
Bad Santa is a delightful mix of caramel, vanilla, and macadamia nut.
Oh, I'm in. That's
yeah.
Oh,
and like Ryan said, you could drink it black. You don't need to add the creamer. You don't need to add any of that stuff. They do the flavoring right. It doesn't overwhelm the coffee. I surprised myself. I didn't think I'd like the pumpkin pecan, but I was adventurous. I started trying all the different blends. And that one, it's a good one because it's not overpowering. I'm not going to be drinking PSLs over here with Ugg boots, okay?
You could if you wanted to. That'd be a really good visual for the show.
I won't judge. I want to, but I won't do it.
See Dustin walking down the street in Ugg boots with a PSL bopping to Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah,
in July, even though it doesn't wear it back, so it's not covering your head.
Yeah. Invader Coffee, folks. Get it today. Use the affiliate link in the description. Use promo code BELLYUP at checkout. Get 15% off your order. All right, before we close out the show, we're going to revisit our top 5 NFC quarterback video.
Forgot about this.
Packers fan is big mad. So, on Tuesday's program, we made fun of ESPN's Mike Tannenbaum because he revealed his top 5 and the NFC quarterbacks. His number 1 quarterback was Jordan Love. In the NFC was Jordan Love.
No, sorry.
I think he's in my he might be in my top 5. He's not number 1.
So Mike Tannenbaum's top 5 was Jordan Love, Jaden Daniels, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, and then Baker Mayfield.
No Stafford. We're just gonna pretend Matthew Stafford fell off the face of the earth.
Nope.
I'm a Matthew Stafford stan.
Yeah, Rams fan is from him. By him. Yeah.
I like the Jalen Hurts love. I think Jalen Hurts. I feel like Jalen Hurts is that guy that you have a great team around you, so you're not that good, and he does everything he's asked to do. So I would definitely flirt with having Jalen Hurts in there. I like the Jaden Daniels love, even though it's a sophomore year, so we don't know what he's going to look like. Look like CJ Stroud this year. But yeah, that's Jordan Love at number 1's a little aggressive. For me.
Yeah, that's super aggressive. And I know this person's going to be mad at me because I put somebody in front of Jordan Love because I was mad. And the thing is, I put that list on its own is not bad, but the fact that you have Jordan Love is borderline malpractice over Jalen Hurts. Come on.
Yeah. And as I said on Tuesday, there's a reason why the New York Jets didn't bring back Mike Tannenbaum after the 2011 season.
Right. The 33rd team. That's where he is now.
Yeah. Which is ESPN.
Right. ESPN.
And they made it official yesterday that ESPN is going to purchase the rights to the NFL Network. And
did
NFL
you see my
rights
reaction in the Discord?
Yeah, I did. I imagined in my head too from last Thursday's recording. So we got some comments. Obviously, our friend Dave says J Love is number one. Such a homer. We got one from an Eagles fan saying that he thinks Love's number one, skills wise, purely from an arm standpoint. And he says Jaden Daniels is not on the list at all. He needs to prove more. Hurts has to prove it if Hurts and Stafford are at the top otherwise. But here is a comment from a user named King Kermit 0118. Yes,
all right.
I'm using the full username. I don't know his real name or her real name.
Yeah.
It could be a woman. Women know football too. And this is what they say. And I quote, Jordan Love was a top 5 quarterback last year in QBR while playing through 3 major injuries, and coming back too early from all of them. He wrote back coming back too early, T-O instead of T-O-O. So bad grammar, going to point that out. The end of 2023 was the best 9-game stretch of quarterback play since then. No discussion. You say Jalen should be above him with the O-line and the receivers he has. Baker with a top 10 receiver all time and and playing is the literal worst division in football and barely scraping these playoff seasons together. Then you say, and I think he's talking to you, Dustin.
Oh yeah.
Then you say Dak is better in the regular season, like it matters.
He is.
There's more. Another QB with a crazy W, wide receiver, the 3rd best in the league, but would have been the best at plenty other times in NFL history. Not to mention Love went into his house in the playoffs and they dropped, 47 or 48 with time to score more if they didn't just start draining the clock out. Imagine any of the these quarterbacks with a roster of full of, at best, wide receiver 2s, besides the ever hurt Watson like Love has, and they aren't even doing the same things. Top 5 in QBR in a season that your receivers lead the league in drops. The worst 2 receivers in the league for drop rate were Packers. Plus, we had a dude at center who could get himself a backup job for the Giants O-line. Skull and crossbones emoji. Y'all keep hating. We'll revisit it after Love has a crazy season. Laughing emoji. Then he adds, she adds to their comment. Bruh taking the normally funny Toyota-thon joke and trying to use it as an actual argument against him. Skull and crossbones emoji.
Okay.
To which our friend Dave replies, by hardware alone, Eli Manning is a better quarterback than Favre and Rodgers. Of course, taking the homer route because he's a Packers fan. That was a lot.
Yeah.
I think I do want to, I hope we can all agree with this. You wouldn't have an NFC quarterback in the top 4 of the league.
No,
like you know what I mean? And maybe not the top 5. And if I am, I'm putting Stafford at number 5. I think Stafford and Goff are
Goff,
they're the top 2 in the NFC right now.
And I would say Goff had, and I'll say part of what I said on Tuesday. Goff has proven it. People want to throw all the shade at Goff from his time in the Rams. So McVay was calling the plays for him in his helmet. Blah 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 blah. Goff has proven it now. He is a commodity. I would take him over Jordan Love because guess what? You know what injuries don't do? Injuries didn't cause those Jordan Love interceptions. He threw those interceptions. Goff does not turn the ball over at the rate that Jordan Love does. You cannot have someone at number 1 that turns the ball over as much as Jordan Love. And you want to use that Vikings game where they clawed all the way back? He dug that hole for them. He threw 3 first-half picks, okay?
Well, and look, he may have a great year and change this entire thing. We can only talk about what we've seen so far. If he does, he's got the physical ability and skill set to go off this year.
Yeah.
He 100% does. But when your team makes a practice and not giving you good weapons, I mean, it's hard to do too. I don't hate Jordan Love at all. I might make him my 5th guy. I might put him 5 in the NFC and maybe 10 or 11 in the entire NFL. But I can't stand the Baker Mayfield love. Let's see what happens without Duval Cohen out there. Like, is he still going to be good? And he just had a concussion in practice.
I have it. I have that clip.
We're going to play this so much this season.
Here it is.
Duval.
Bad.
It's legendarily bad.
Oh my gosh, the level of cringe.
And I still the greatest tweet I saw on social media with regards to that man is that they said he looks like somebody asked AI to create Dirk Nowitzki's face, and I just lost it.
So yes, I mean, we're not hating on Jordan Love. We just think that Mike Tannenbaum's list is ridiculous, and like all lists and all rankings, they're subjective. They're totally subjective.
Yeah. Of course,
it's to build debate. Like a lot of these guys will do that literally just to get the reaction that you guys gave, and then that you got back. And again, listen. I'm a Raiders fan. I just hope Geno Smith doesn't trip over his own feet. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think he will.
I think it's going to be a good year for the Raiders, but not like I'm still sober, so I don't have them. If you guys want to do this again at like 10 o'clock at night, I might have the Raiders win the Super Bowl.
Well, I will tell you, and I will say my
NCR after dark.
Yeah, my prediction record isn't too good on the show so far, but I will say I think if the Raiders players buy into what Pete Carroll sells, he will turn them around fast. It will happen.
Yeah. I think so. Again, like the initial response was, you can't hire this old guy to be your head coach. And then you see him, and then you also realize because of his age, he's not going to do a long-term build. Like he's going to try and get the most out of these guys right now. And and I think with Max Crosby, the clock's ticking on him, and now you got Genty, and I love what Jacoby Myers did last year, and Brock Bowers. I mean, it's going to be a fun year. I think they're going to be, but the AFC West is just nasty. It's just
it is. It's a tough division. And as I mentioned before, Ryan, the greatest thing about the AFC West this year is that Jim Harbaugh and Pete Carroll, their hate is reignited. Because as a Seahawks fan, I know they do not like each other. Seahawks Niners, those games were it goes all the way back to USC v Stanford, where Carroll walked over and he said, "What's your deal?" That's back. That energy is back in the AFC West this season. I'll be watching.
I've always been a Harbaugh guy because I'm a Michigan fan. So when he was a quarterback and then got us the national championship, but I hate him right now. in the nicest possible way, the most respectful way ever. I hate him.
Understood. All right, we're going to move on to the newest edition of Hot Food Takes. It's part of our Saturday staple here on No Credentials Required for the Saturday Brunch Edition. And we haven't done this in a while, but Dustin said, we haven't done top 3 store brand cookies yet. All right, we'll do some hot food takes in regards to top 3 store brand cookies. So I'm gonna have our guest start first.
All right,
give us your top 3 store brand cookies. You can go in ascending order, you can go in descending order, whichever order you want to do, or you just say I love 3 cookie brands.
The Toll, who are the elves there? Is that Toll? That's Toll House, right?
Keebler. That's Keebler.
That's Keebler. Yeah.
So Keebler. They've got a mock Thin Mint. That's amazing. Like you don't have to wait for the Girl Scout cookie. That's on my list. The Toll House is chocolate chip, right?
Yeah.
So they're in there because you get all the different varieties of those. But actually, no, I'm sorry. Kick those out. Chocolate covered Nutter Butter.
Oh wow! I didn't know they did that.
Oh yeah. Stewart's has them. And then finally, the granddaddy of them all is the box of the Freihofer chocolate chip cookies that you get at Stewart's and Price Chopper and whatever. So those are the grand. Like I can't have those. Like I can't. Like if you give me a box of those, I'll be like, I'm just gonna have one, and then I black out. The box is empty, and the doctor's gonna saw to my foot just in case. I'll rip through them. Those are the granddaddy of them all for me.
They're small.
I'll just have one box.
Yeah. And if you go in, it's always like buy one box, get 2 free. No. There's boxes in my car. It doesn't even make sense. The math doesn't work. I don't. Oh, you ate 2 on the way to the car. Oh, okay. All right, good.
He had a diabetic brownout.
Oh man.
A rolling brownout, which
Yes.
is a wheelchair that I'm going to have.
Well, I thought it was because you were in the car.
Well, for now.
Yeah.
If you ever actually, Levack, if you are ever in Mechanicville, I don't know how often you go, but there's a store called Park Avenue Confectionery, run by 2 very good friends of mine. One of them I went to high school with. They make homemade chocolate covered like cookies, like so Oreos, Nutter Butters. They do chocolate covered Rice Krispie treats.
Like, pretzels, chocolate pretzels.
They have pretzels. They have pretzels, dark
good.
and milk chocolate.
You were talking about that the Christmas in July coffee that you do from. You drink that with a chocolate covered pretzel.
Actually, I'm
going to try that.
I gave you guys a bunch when I was interning at the other station. I left you guys a bunch of their stuff.
That's true. You did. That was a long time ago. You probably have to refresh my memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, the palate needs a refresher, I guess.
Yeah.
And by palate, I'm going to need a palette of what you're talking about to refresh my memory.
It's so it's so dangerous. It really
homemade stuff is oh my gosh, homemade stuff. Homemade anything is dangerous. Yeah. Dustin, your top 3.
All right.
Your 3 just because.
I am going to go in descending order. As usual, I have extensive thoughts about this, but EL Fudge from Keebler is my number 3. Now, they did change the recipe, but I'm going off of when I was a kid. I could eat a sleeve of these, no problem. No problem. EL Fudge, I don't know what those little elves do in that tree, but keep doing it. Number 2, I'm going Chips Ahoy, simply because of the sheer variety of...
Chewy or traditional?
Traditional. I'm not a chewy guy. When it comes homemade cookies, give me the chew. But Chips Ahoy, stuff like that, I want the traditional. I want it to crunch a little bit and get in there. But specifically the peanut butter variety of those. But I'll take the ones with the M&Ms, everything. But number 1 with a freaking bullet. I don't know what these magnificent magicians do. But to me, it's Milk's favorite cookie. It's mine too when we're talking store-bought varieties. Oreo.
Yeah.
Those fools at Nabisco. And no one come at me with Hydrox. Well, Hydrox was around before Oreo. Yes, they were, but they stink, okay?
Yeah.
Hydrox is just B-level Oreos. That's what they are.
That's all it is. Oreos are the greatest store-bought cookie of all time. They have so many varieties. Try the red velvet cheesecake if you can still get your hands on it. You won't be disappointed. I have acquired many Oreos because we are going to do an Oreo taste test and ranking at work. You got to try to do something at work to get through the day, and that's one of what we're doing. You know, July was Dots Pretzels. August is Oreos. We're figuring stuff out here, but Oreo is my favorite. Go try the birthday cake Oreos. Get them right now. If you like coffee like we do, go get the Java chip Oreos. And a summer favorite for me, lemon Oreos. Did I dive too deep down this rabbit hole? Do I know a lot about Oreo signature flavors? Yes. I have tried the Pop Rocks Oreos, the Rice Krispie Treat Oreos. These magnificent geniuses at Nabisco. I don't know how they do it. Oreo's number 1 for me.
When you mentioned the oatmeal cookies, it got me rolling on our next possible edition of Hot Food Takes.
All right.
Favorite Little Debbie brand.
Oh, favorite
snacks.
Little Debbie.
Oh, come on.
Come on. I got thoughts on that already. I could go off the cuff right now.
No. We'll save it. Before I go to mine, James chimes in saying, ShopRite oatmeal cookies are pretty good. Yes, I work there, so I'm biased. Also going to shout out Keebler Fudge Stripes and Double Stuffed Oreos.
The Fudge Stripes also very good. Almost made the list over EL Fudges, but too many childhood memory with EL Fudge right there.
And then Desi chimes in saying Anderson's Bakery in Pascagoula, Mississippi. But store-bought, I like Oreo cookies. Gotta be the best. Oh my God, the red velvet takes me back to being a kid eating grandma's red velvet cake. Give me all the Oreos.
I knew you had great taste, Des.
And,
I knew it.
And James says your next tagline should be Oreo connoisseur.
I'll take it. I'll take it. But that title's already been usurped by Greg Miller at Kind of Funny. He's got a whole show called Oreo Oration where he reviews Oreos. All right. So he's got the crown. I got to give it to Greg on that one.
All right. So mine, I'm going to go very quickly. Number 3, Mint Milanos, Pepperidge Farm.
Oh, that's a solid pick, my friend. And you brought them to the Home Run Derby. So
yeah, I brought the regular ones. I didn't bring them. They didn't have the mint at BJ's. They didn't have the
very classy. Pinky's up on that one.
Oh yeah, we got after it.
Yeah, with the bougie stuff. Number 2, Fudge Fancies.
Oh, Fudge Fancies are fantastic.
Yes, they rot your teeth, but man, are they good. And you get a cafe just biting into one.
Cookie Factory, call us because Ryan just came up with a great marketing slogan for you.
Bleep your dentist, eat these.
Yeah. Except for Fred Drury at the Institute of Sleep Medicine.
The integrated dental sleep devices of Boston Spa, 518-885-6885.
We're yet. Hey, they work for me. Hey, they work for me. They're going to work for you too.
There it is. There it is.
There it is. And number 1.
Dog this morning because I had my mouthpiece in. The dog dumb brushed me. I'm like,
And then number 1 is Nutter Butters because I love peanut butter. Love peanut butter. Get your and again, like I said, Park Ave Confectionery. They get the chocolate covered Nutter Butters, homemade and chocolate covered. Pretty much anything you can cover in chocolate, they have. So
they have you had the peanut butter Oreos?
Yes,
they're good.
Those are staples. Those are a problem. Like that's up there with the Freihofer cookie. Like you pull it back, you're like, I'll just have a couple, and then there's a sleeve gone. And you're like, what do I do now? Well, you're already ashamed. Get some milk. Keep going.
And then Desi wraps it up and says, Dustin, you should try King Cake Oreo truffles.
Ooh.
All right. I got to try them. Tell me where to get them. Throw the link in the Discord or something.
Yep.
And I'll check it out.
Yeah. We do have a Discord.
Has it's called Dirt Cake. So it's like the Oreos in there, and then there's just like a crumble topping on the top. Yeah.
I'm eating that.
Yeah.
Ben and Jerry's. That's one of those things you open up the pint. You're like, I'm just going to have a little of this, and then it's gone.
The problem is when they do like the 2 for whatever, and then you're like, well, I mean, the first one was breakfast. Why am I fat? I don't even understand.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, I can't lose weight right now.
Yeah. Speaking of which, did you see who they're bringing back the presidential fitness test? And see who's running it? Triple H, Levack's cousin,
and Harrison Bucker, and my daughter didn't know his name was Paul Levack. We watched that WWE Unreal, and she was coming through, and she goes, "Paul, what? He's what? Oh, he spells it wrong." I'm like, "Well, yeah, he's French Canadian. It's different." I've met him before. He spells it however he wants.
Yes, he can.
Large human.
Yes,
he could do it. And Ryan, you know how my brother-in-law is about taking incognito pictures, and I can't. He's not watching right now because we would see him in the comments if he was. But where my nephew goes to college is where one of Triple H's daughters goes to college. And I just get this random text where it's just a picture of Triple H where he is clearly, obviously unaware that his picture has been taken. And he goes, I met Triple H. And I'm like, if you mean by met, you took a random picture of him and he has no idea. But so he goes, do you know who this is? I'm like, of course I know who that is. But I'm like, this doesn't feel right to me.
It's time to stalk the game.
Yeah.
Would it be hilarious if Nicholas and their daughter got married?
Oh yeah. Well, that's what he was. He was like, I got to get Nicholas to meet his daughter. We got to get something going.
Gotta get it going. They'll pay for everything.
Oh yeah.
Be a weird wedding.
Oh yeah.
I would be Dustin's +1 just to check it out. I mean, it would be hilarious.
We would stream no credentials required live from the wedding. Yeah.
I love how you just you told Dustin that you're.
Yeah, you did. You were very authoritative. You're like, I'm going to this event.
Look, I'm being a businessman. I'm asserting myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'll tell you. You asked about the off season of arena football. Every player has just been sending me their ring size over and over and over. That's the off season of arena football. I just got a text from Trayvon Shorts. I'm like, I said email. I didn't say text.
Oh man,
Trayvon Shorts getting called out on no credentials required. Love to see it. All right, we're gonna wrap up our show with our favorite athletes to wear number 57 because this is episode 57 of 2025 of no credentials required. So we're talking about our favorite athletes that we've seen play to wear the number associated with the episode that is currently recording. So it's number 57 today. Dustin, I'm going to hand it over to you first. Who is your favorite number 57 that you've seen play?
Well, I surprised myself because this was one that I had to think about for a bit. As I've said ad nauseum, some of these numbers are easy. Some of them are hard to come up with. And then I started thinking about a certain pitcher that spent most of his career with the Minnesota Twins. My headline gave it away again. I'm picking Johan Santana because for a time, he was as dominant as any pitcher in the game. He doesn't have the number of wins because injuries and a bunch of other things happened. He's only got 139 wins, but I don't think that people realize how dominant he was for a time. He won the Cy Young twice in his time, in his career, in his 12-year career. He was also a 4-time All-Star, and 3 times he had the ERA title. He could strike out anyone in his prime. He was feared, and then injuries happened, and then he signed with the New York Mets. His time with the New York Mets wasn't very memorable. His body broke down, but when he was going, I love to watch that guy pitch. He could stretch, and I hated it because he would shut down the Yankees. I hated it when he's on the Twins. Those Twins teams under Ron Gardner were always sneaky good against the Yankees. I didn't like it. They would get into the playoffs and be like this scrappy wild card team. Johan Santana, very good, and was someone that I feel privileged to watch pitch.
Yeah. All right, Levack, I'm going to hand it over to you. Who's your favorite number 57 that you remember, that you saw play?
I do like Johan. That's a great one because how good he was. I'll go linebacker Raiders, late 80s, Jerry Robinson. That's I just, he was it just homer it up a little bit. That's what I'm doing. Because I could say Wetland, but he turned out to be a turd.
I thought about Wetland myself, and I kind of said no.
Yeah, I'll never forget 96. That was amazing. He probably would be my favorite for that number, except for the fact that, like you said, in real life, he turned out to be an absolute and total turd.
Shame.
Yeah. I don't need another moment where who would I tell you, Ryan, for one of the numbers? It was Brett Saberhagen, and then you're like, oh, remember when he made some mistakes? He squirted a reporter in the face with bleach. I was like, oh.
Oh, is that all? I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, that was my reaction, real time, because I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. Did you smell the reporter's breath? I mean, he needed it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's wrong.
All right, my favorite number 57 is from the New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers, Ricky Jackson. All time in terms of linebackers and edge rushers. Had 136 sacks in his career, over 1,000 total tackles, Hall of Famer, 6-time Pro Bowler, 1-time Super Bowl champ, was a New Orleans Saint all the way in his pretty much a lifer until 1994 when he joined that evil empire team of the San Francisco 49ers that absolutely loaded up and was arguably one of the greatest NFL teams in NFL history.
He's part of the Cha-Ching defense, right? For New Orleans.
Yep.
The Cha-Ching defense. Yeah.
Yep. That helped.
Back in our day.
Yeah. Back in our day, Cha-Ching defense. But yes, was part of that 87 team that wound up going to the playoffs and then got to the playoffs for the first time and got absolutely smacked in the head by the Minnesota Vikings. But yeah, edge rusher, great edge rusher, great tackler. all-time linebacker in my mind. And yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. He's the Pro Football Hall of Fame, was part of that defense in the Saints for a very long time, and part of that San Francisco team that was one of the best teams in NFL history and won the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 29. James saying that Tommy Wingles, part of the Sharks team that finally got over the Western Conference hump in 2016. Also going to mention one-time Yankee Brad Halsley, rest in peace, started the Jeter into the stands game in 2004.
Oh man, that game is one of my favorite sports memory. I remember watching it. It was around 4th of July of that year.
It was around
remember.
4th of July, yeah.
And then Nomar Garciaparra was sitting in the dugout for the Red Sox pouting because he wanted that trade. And this was back when people tried to argue Nomar was better than Jeter. And I say, watch that game and tell me Nomar is better than Jeter.
Yep. And then, of course, Desi with the Roll Tide player says, my number 57 is Marcella Darius, defensive lineman, made one of the most iconic plays in Alabama national championship history when he caught an interception, spun past the offense, and scored a touchdown. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler and had a career 365 tackles and 35 sacks. So there's your random Alabama Crimson Tide athlete of the
he's 99 for the Bills. I mean, most people, like, I remember him as the big eater for the Bills wearing 99, but I like the kick back to the Bama. Yeah, roll tide.
Roll tide.
She always gets a Bama player in there. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate that history though. We appreciate his, because I think she's trying to kind of gaslight us into becoming Alabama Crimson Tide fans.
Yeah. Well, you already have a college football team.
I have a team, and you have a team too. You're Colorado Buffaloes.
Don't try to attach them to me. Don't try.
But I will say this though: that Deion Sanders declaring he's cancer free because he had bladder cancer. You know, God bless him. He declared he's cancer free, and they got the cancer. So, congratulations to Coach Prime. We'll see you on the sidelines this season.
What? Tell me a more Deion Sanders primetime move than to make a Depends comment, and now he's actually being sponsored by Depends.
NIL, man, it's a wild time.
Yeah. I mean, hell, if you're going to come out and admit that kind of stuff, you might as well get paid. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, there's dudes out there are like, oh hell, if Primetime's wearing them.
Oh yeah,
I'm messing the shorts. I'm ready. No more dribble for me. Let's go.
All right, we're gonna get out of here, but before we do that, I want to give Levack some time to plug his stuff, let you know where he's at, and we'll see. And again, we want to thank you for your time, Levack. We appreciate you coming by and being part of the show. We always appreciate taking some time every so often to be with us. So let people know where you are.
Happy to be here. Of course, every weekday 4 to 7 on Fox Sports Radio, 95.9 FM, 980 AM. Levack and Gaz. The Firebird season tickets are going to be for sale soon, I believe. We're just working out some glitches, so be on the lookout for that. And of course, follow me on X at the Jeff Levack. And just probably sitting at the track every Friday. You know, that's what I do. You see me at the Bev in about an hour. I can tell you that right now. I get some surf sides. There
you go. All right, we're going to get out of here too, but before we do that, just want to remind you again to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Just search for No Credentials Required. Give us a follow, give us a like, and also check out our other podcasts and written articles at bellyupsports.com. On the podcast side, listen to the podcast wherever you find podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, iHeart, TuneIn, Pandora, YouTube, and Podbean. And don't forget to hit that notification bell on Twitter and on YouTube. You know the rest about show announcements and live shows and show clips, all that fun stuff. We'll be back on Tuesday, 6:30 Eastern with our boy of summer. Levack,
I tried to show you whiskey, but he laid down.
Oh, good puppy.
Chicken.
All right.
Sorry.
So we're gonna get out of here. We'll be back on Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern with our boy of summer, Kevin Wilson, to talk about baseball and other sports stuff, because we have 2 shows left before we go on hiatus for a couple weeks to just rest our batteries for NFL season, because NFL season's coming soon, whether you like it or not.
What do you mean, like it or not? Love it. I can't wait.
Well, not you. I mean, I know you love it, but like for people who don't really. Anyway, thank you for tuning in.
You talking about commies? That's what by the way, Tuesday, Jack Lambert. Just
hey,
58.
All right. Well, thanks for again joining us for No Credentials Required, where you don't need to press pass to talk sports. We are proudly presented by Belly Up Sports. For Levack, for Dustin Henry, I'm Ryan McCarthy. Again, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live, and we'll talk about some stuff: baseball, other sports, NFL, maybe even soccer or cricket. We don't know. We'll figure it out. If we can bet on it, we'll talk about it. We'll see you on Tuesday, folks. Have a great weekend, and be safe. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy this beautiful weather. We'll be back on Tuesday.
Good morning, everybody.